So this is my new camping companion. This is about 7 o'clock Sunday morning in beautiful Oxfordshire, and that's the sleep system. It's just my camp bed, Gore-Tex bivvy bag, and my four-season Highlander sleeping bag. Little crazy pillow that I made myself, but that is the peachiest sleep system in the world, pretty much anywhere. All I've done is I've just tucked it under the awning, as I always do, just under the edge of the awning, and that's where Roach slept. Really mild here, not at all cold. So this is the beginning of spring, everything's starting to wake up, and probably the last time I'm really going to get out and have the countryside to myself. I suppose I've seen about this little spot. Although it's private property, there are a couple of big public footpaths, and probably seen 100 people over the last 24, 30 hours accessing the public footpath. So everyone else is waking up, getting out and doing a bit. Today is going to be really rainy and overcast, so probably not as many people will bother. Maybe there'll be a few, after Sunday dinner sort of thing, get out for a walk, which we all love to do. So that's that. This morning, like I said, it's a bit rainy, a bit misty. I am sporting the MTP Gore-Tex. I did a walk up Penny Fan with Wilds LV, I don't know, a couple of years ago now, and I had a brilliant barber jacket that I kind of always sworn by, and V had one of these MTP Gore-Tex jackets, and she was absolutely bone dry. I was pretty much soaked to the skin, and when I came down I thought it was time to embrace the 21st century and get myself a decent jacket, and this one has been absolutely brilliant. There are several military variants, and what I've done is, if you look back through my videos, you'll find a video on this particular jacket and why it's so super duper special, but I was quite lucky to lay my hands on it. So the Oxfordshire weather isn't affecting me at all. The truck's been brilliant, it's got everything I could possibly want and more. I'll sort of put my hands up, I think, and tell you that my admin wasn't exactly 100%. I've just run out of unleaded fuel for my cooker. I kind of thought I had a litre in a fuel bottle in the back of the truck, but it's pretty much empty. So I'm just thinking about whether to spark a fire up for a brew, get a kettle on, and I think on a rainy old morning like this that'll be a bit of a challenge, so I think I'll probably do that. So a bit of breakfast, I suppose. Not a big cook up, unfortunately. I'm on this kind of watch your weight, fresh fruit and veg diet, so I am just going to stay with what I normally have, which will be kind of mixed fresh fruit and yogurt, and if I can, one way or another, find a way of making up a cup of tea, I think I will. So that's me. I'm going to crack on with those two little tasks and leave my new best friend exploring the local area. Hogan, come here. Boy, see, we're kind of getting there. Should be enough to get a kettle on. As always, just sort your fire prep out in advance. So I've laid a bed in the bottom of the burner. I've sorted out my kind of homemade firelighters, my kindling, and then just adjusted the size of my wood You kind of get one shot at this, so if it doesn't like the first time, you have to start all over again. So much better to give that extra sort of 10 minutes prep now than have to start all over again. So that's my fire prep. That's going to be how I'm going to get a brew on for breakfast. That's my Zippo lighter, and that's a little bit of rubber inner tube I'm going to use. Rubber inner tube's brilliant because even if it's wet, it will spark up a treat and that will burn well and easily long enough for you to get your kindling going. Don't put too much on, otherwise you starve it of oxygen and it dies. These are just shavings that came off when I was chopping the rest of my firewood. If I didn't have that sort of fine kindling, of course I'd have to have get my knife out and carve it down sort of feather stick style, you know, to get it nice and small. Always something incredible about fire, isn't it? You know, it goes back to the Stone Age, I suppose. It gives us heat, regulates our body temperature, purifies our water, cooks our food. You know, without it, I think we'd have died off long ago. So that's our little fire lit. Just a matter now of giving it a minute to catch and putting the rest of our processed wood on it and get the kettle on for a brew. Sorted. Okay, so in the field, always the ability to clean your teeth, always the ability to wash your face. I just use some hand sanitizer, drop of water. That's my kind of wash in the field, but absolutely clean your teeth. It makes you feel like $1 million personal admin in the field on the quick. So this is my hand sanitizer of choice. Get it between your fingers. Got to keep it out of your eyes because it's alcohol and it will burn. But okay, bit better. Super lemon fresh for the rest of the day. Wow, so a little bit of off-roading to get here. First thing in the morning, perfect opportunity, get the bonnet open, check all the obvious, your water, your brake and clutch fluid, engine oil, steering fluid, and my window washer bottle needs a little bit of a top up. But once you've done all those, turn the key, start it up, just let it warm up, make sure there's nothing leaking. And then you're kind of ready to rock and roll. Maybe have a look at your tyres, you might want to check the tyre pressures or you might have to adjust them. Now's the perfect time to spend 5 minutes and get it done. But vehicle daily checks, you know, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere, if it breaks down, you know, instantaneously you're in trouble. If you see something going wrong, you might be able to do something about it. So that's a lovely shot, looking straight through the bunker. so I did use the fire pit, and all I've done is emptied the hot embers out onto the ground to allow them to cool, but obviously this is a field that is used to graze sheep, so I'm going to take all of these away. Literally just tossed them out on the ground to cool. You know, I've brought a rubbish bag with me. I've taken all the old logs and all the old coals and embers. All I did with this area of ground really was I just pulled most of the long grass out so that it didn't catch. Although it's rained a couple of times since I've been here, when I first rocked up this grass was quite dry, and last thing I wanted was to set fire to the ground. But that's all the rubbish. Not exactly completely leave no trace, but I've done the best to clean up after me, and hopefully I'll be welcome back again another time. Well, okay, that's pretty much the end of my trip. I've packed the truck up as normal, just about put the awning away. Some people like to watch how it goes back, but pretty straightforward. 300 acres of Oxfordshire with my bestest buddy Wild Soul V, and all good, nothing bad. 48 hours of no wives, no kids, no mortgages, no woes of the world, and I am vitalised. So let's get this put away. Might even head to the pub for a cheeky pint of beer in a beautiful Oxfordshire countryside before I head home. But let's get this